And we are live, Wits and Wages, on a Thursday afternoon, right before Christmas. Well, a week before Christmas. What's going on, boys? How are you, Mr. Carson?
I'm doing great. I'm a little agitated about some news about my running back from Michigan State. I'll get into that a little later, but I'm ready to go. Bowl games start tomorrow for college football, and yeah, I'm ready to talk some sports.
All right. Comment. I'll get to the first comment from our good friend Henry in a second. But Mr. Siciliano, how are you?
I'm excellent. I hope everybody's good and ready for a good show.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick with the new headset.
We've had sets working great. Very happy with them and ready to roll. And next week is Christmas. I got my Christmas gift early, so let's roll.
All right, real quick,
I was good.
our good friend Mr. Henry Zimenoff. Urban Meyer should consider retirement as the head coach. No other team should hire him if he keeps bullying players in such a mean way. I'm just saying, but I've heard it from other people. Um, it's true. Then he's saying anyway, it's strictly business 22 for the Colorado football team as their 2022 schedule is all set. Yeah, I'm pumped up about that too, Henry. I'm pumped up about the new schedules that they finalized. Like I know the Auburn got Penn State again at Auburn, so I'm fired up for that. Hopefully Colorado's better this year. But Kenny, I mean, I guess we got to talk about this, right? What Henry's bringing up with the
Yeah,
Urban Meyer news, right?
absolutely. Let's get Sis's thoughts on it first, because I know he's been waiting for it all year. He's been talking about this guy all year. So,
Yeah, I mean,
Sis,
first of all, as a coach and a former player, whatever, I can't even imagine on any level a coach kicking a player. Like, seriously, I really thought after the bar incident, he was going to get, the old heave ho. But I don't think any big time college, he'll never coach in the pros again. There's no
No,
doubt
he'll
about it.
never coach in the pros. I agree
No,
with that.
no. But any big time college president, he's not going to bring this clown in. I would, that's embarrassing. I don't care how many games he won at Ohio State
Well,
and Florida.
well, sis, you're gonna
He's
love this. You're gonna love this. I was listening in the radio before, and somebody
right.
said like, what is an AD gonna do? And they were just saying, okay, here's the AD's gonna do. He's gonna go up. They said, what AD in the world is gonna go up to the president and say, hey, Mr. So and So, I got a great ball. I got a great idea. Okay, what's that? We're gonna hire Urban Meyer, and the president's gonna turn around and say, you mean the guy that was dancing with the girl in the bar? You
Exactly.
mean the guy that told all the coaches he's losers? You mean the guy that
Yep.
kicked the guy that kicked the
Kicker.
player?
Yep.
They said
Yep.
who's gonna hire him?
Nobody.
Yep.
Eddie Murphy saying he messed up a golden opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Carson, you want to add?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation. Obviously everybody knows who Urban Meyer was as the coach, went from Florida and the success he had at Ohio State. And that's a good point. He was all used to winning teams around him, with Ohio State going to the playoff every year, a top bowl game, same with what he did at Florida. Then he retires, he goes to an analyst, and he gets offered the job for the Jaguars. Totally different scenario going from college to the pros. And when your team isn't doing well, there's a lot of pressure on the coach alone. And then, like you guys just said, he had the incident with the bar, and then he's, all these other allegations are coming out of the players, being made fun of him. Yeah, it's just kind of a mess. And it's kind of the risk you take when you go from such a high level of stature like Urban Meyer did, and he takes the risk and jumps to the NFL and does terrible. It's that's what people kind of remember him for now is instead of what he did, unfortunately, at Ohio State and Florida. But yeah, it's just you just can't do that. You gotta be better than that, and you gotta. That was the first flag, when the whole bar incident, and then his players came out, and then the kicker said he would like kick his leg and say, make your effing kicks. It's just coaches don't do that. They shouldn't do that to players. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, from him on forward. But it's been kind of a mess this year, with John Gruden and now Urban Meyer, and especially with cameras everywhere now, you can't do anything outside of
See,
outside the field. because
Yep,
there's
you
cameras
can't-
on you every time, everywhere.
Yep, you can't sneeze.
Kenny, real quick, our great friend Matt Staffiero from the awesome Rocky Mountain Sports Report is saying, "Good evening, gents."
Network.
Oh,
Sports
network. I'm sorry, network.
They changed their name.
That's right. I apologize. He's also saying Meyer came crashing down. It's different when you're at this level. You're dealing with full-grown men. Absolutely. But I want to say one thing to Matt. I hope you saw the clip of Colin Cowherd yesterday. I sent it to everybody on K&K. I was doing, what do they call it, sis? The little cha-cha-cha? When Colin Cowherd just said, boys, it's only one team and one team only, with Diana Rossini saying word is Aaron Rodgers will still not be a Packer, Super Bowl or not. And Mr. Cowherd said there's only one team, and that's the orange and blue. So hopefully I cannot wait till that happens. In the meantime, Matt, we got big game on Sunday. Matt's saying, couldn't handle the pushback from the NFL. In college, it's yes, sir, no pushback. What do you think, Kenny?
And Kurt, while you were bragging about your Broncos and Aaron Rodgers there, Joey Clams joined us. What's up, Joey?
Hey, Joey.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Anybody that waved the flag with the Joey Clams Army this weekend, we did air raids, we did on-ground attacks, we ambushes 6-0. That's all. The bookmakers are running for cover because here we come. The Joey Clams Army came right through and took everything.
Let's go.
There you go, Clams. There you go.
Matt's saying, I seen the Cowherd clip. He's not wrong in that logic if it happens. Let's go.
Joey, we're just talking about the Urban Meyer situation, how he got fired yesterday. Unfortunately, I think he will coach in the future again, but it'll be for a program that is struggling and to get back on the map again. That's my opinion. Teams that, Tennessee, Florida State, they may take a chance, and I hope they don't, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's my opinion that I think he will coach in college again on a struggling team that's looking to get put back on the map. But Kenny,
again. real quick, didn't we all really see this coming? I mean, sis, your boy today, Feinbaum, was on in the morning and he said he's a liar and a fraud, and he is.
Yep.
First off, what he did in Florida, where he just had that circus with Aaron Hernandez and Riley Cooper. I mean, it was, he let those guys do whatever they wanted. Then all of a sudden, listen, I don't make fun of anybody's health and whatever, but he was sick. All of a sudden, he's back at Ohio State, recruiting number one. He ran that fraudulent offense think about it. When you look at and they say develop, Tim Tebow, he didn't develop him. All those Ohio State busts, he never developed them by running that fraudulent system. He's a fraud. And we've always said on here he was a fraud. And you know what? You just showed what he is. He's a quitter. He quit on Jacksonville. He quit on his staff, quit on his players. He's a joke.
He'll never coach at a big-time college.
No.
That's my opinion. Never.
I mean, if
Joey
people...
Clams, do you have any thoughts on this situation?
Yeah, I like what Sis says. I doubt he would, especially at this state of the game and in the country and in the world, what's going on. Like with, you can't talk to people like that no more. It's not like 30, 40 years ago. And what he did at Ohio State, covering up domestic violence when the woman was getting abused, coming to the house, telling him a few times, you know what, we don't need you. You could get anybody to go recruit. There's only, like I said, there's only a good hands, only a couple of good coaches. And he didn't want this job. Once he lost a couple of games at Jacksonville, he wanted out of there. So he didn't care what happened. He was being a class clown, hoping that they would get rid of him or do whatever they wanted to do because he was getting paid anyway. You said, he is a fraud.
Great point, Joe.
Couple more comments. Matt saying, with the way he handled this gig, if you're a player and see how he is treating them. Would you want to go to a school he's at?
No
and
way.
like you said, sis, as a parent, are you going to send your kid to
No
go play for that guy?
way.
Henry
He
saying,
covered for Zeke when he was at Ohio State.
Yep.
Every time he got in trouble.
Henry saying,
You
what's
gotta-
more scandalous about the Urban Meyer situation was the fact that Jacksonville took way too long for the owner to fire.
Absolutely. I agree with
Exactly.
Matt.
And Matt saying Urban is done, in my opinion. I totally
Yep.
agree. He should be done. Dude is a joke. I mean, yeah,
Yep.
he is. He is.
But think about
Hey,
this,
Carl,
though.
let me-
Think
let me-
about this, though. Urban Meyer gets fired weeks ago. Urban Meyer may be the USC head coach right now. Urban Meyer may be Miami head coach right now. Urban Meyer
You're
may
right.
be the
No,
Oregon
you know
coach
what?
right now.
You know what, though? I'm going to say, I agree with what Sis and Joe said, where it is different times. You saw Shiano when he got the Tennessee job, and people were rioting. They don't want him. Get rid of him. And, because why he was under Paterno at one point, and they couldn't get him the job. I agree with Joey and Kenny. I agree
Yeah,
with Joe.
I
There's
get it.
no way people are going to let them get away and put that guy in a building. No way.
Let me just make
Well,
another
by the way,
point.
hats off to Greg Schiano. Rutgers ranked number 22 on the 2022 recruiting class.
Yes. Stephen Waldman, what's up, Stevie? Saying you're
Keeping
only
those
as
New
good as your
Jersey
coach.
kids home. Keeping those local
Can I-
kids home.
Can I make another point?
Sure.
Sure.
I know somebody said, say what happens, say if he gets a job, just say that of Florida State, and somebody's like, you wouldn't let your kid go there. But there's people out there, when they come knocking on your door with a D1 full ride, you don't care what anybody did, you're gonna go. Believe me, I seen it happen, and I seen that done in person too. Like once a D1, they get that in your face, you're going. You don't
Do
care
you
what the
real-
coach did in the past.
Do you
And,
realize
they'll find players, believe me.
a D1 scholarship is not guaranteed for years? That's year to year, depending on your grades and all this stuff. So people hear somebody's getting a D1 ride to Alabama or wherever. You're not locked in for 4 years. It's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And I know a lot of people don't, and it's not a bad thing, but they don't get it. It's not locked in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But once they throw that worm on the hook, they bait you.
Oh
in.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
absolutely. I
that's
agree
the only
with- I
thing I
agree
was
with
trying
you.
to say. They'll get.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Some people,
But-
you know what? They don't care. They just want to win.
But you know what, though? It's going to
Teams
be
that are desperate.
it's going to be a really, really, really hard sell to be like, here's the face of our school
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did. I will
agree.
say this though, because somebody made a great point on the radio today. They said, "Didn't we say the same thing about Rick Pitino a couple years?" And he's at Iona. They're saying he's doing a great job there. Joe, we always say he's the best coach in college basketball, but
Yes.
will he be back to a big stage? I mean, that's quieted down. Right now, it's back to Pitino, such a great coach. So
But where's Patino? Iona. That's what I'm saying. A small school may take a chance on this guy, unfortunately. A team that wants to get put on the map. Patino's down in Iona. Come on. Well, I got one more story. Let's talk about Kirk before we get into some picks. And Sis touched on this yesterday as well on his what's on Sis's mind. We just heard news that Kenny Walker III is going to sit out the Peach Bowl. We already know Keon Thibodeau is sitting out in the bowl game. Two guys, Thibodeau top 5 pick and Kenny Walker top running back in the draft. But I'm going to get Carson the 4 because it affects his Michigan State Spartans in a New Year's Six Bowl on his thoughts of Kenny Walker skipping the game and getting ready for the NFL.
Yeah, obviously, it was kind of devastating. I was literally driving around town and I got the text from Kenny and I had to double check it. And unfortunately, it was true. But yeah, obviously, I wish Kenneth Walker the best. He was a Heisman hopeful for a long time. He got robbed and snubbed out of the Heisman. He won the Doak Walker Award. He was outstanding. He's one of the best running backs State's ever had. With that being said, though, this is a New Year's Six Bowl. You got invited to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It's one of the top 6 bowl games out of all the bowls. And to me, I can understand it. He's going after, his health and safety. He doesn't want to risk injury, which I get it. But like you just brought up too, Kayvon Thibodeau is different than Kenneth Walker. Kayvon Thibodeau, their team is going to the Alamo Bowl against Oklahoma versus Michigan State going to a New Year's Six Bowl. So I can understand from the point of view of Kayvon's point, because I could care less about the Alamo Bowl. But since it's a bigger time bowl game, and especially since how big of a piece he was a part of this offense, I mean, I would bet the house on Pitt now. I mean, he was our entire offense. Everything ran through him. There's no more play action pass anymore because, they're not going to be – our second backup is Elijah Collins. They're not going to be afraid of him. It's unfortunate. I wish him nothing but the best. But to me, I think it's a selfish move. You're letting the team down. You're letting your teammates, your coaches, the entire program, all the fans down. And does one game really make a difference after you played 12 to start the season? But you're concerned about the biggest game of the season, and you're deciding to skip it to prepare for the draft. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a selfish move.
Carson, real quick, because I heard this too. Matt saying Carson Strong is also sitting out, only quarterback so far. Stephen Waldman saying, according to CBS, this is a different topic, but he's saying the Raiders are considering benching Carr and giving backup Marcus Mariota a look instead. It's worth noting that Carr would not count against the team's cap next year if cut. Carr is the only person who has thrown a pass for the Raiders this season, and he's looked decent in stretches, completing 68.3%, 4,000 yards, 18 touchdowns. Matt's saying Derek Carr is one of the bright spots of the franchise, and Carson, I mean, and this is where, and again, we can get into this conversation. It's why you can never look at a team and say, unless it's a college football bowl, but look what they did in that bowl game. You're seeing people left and right coming off. So when we talk and say Cincinnati last year played the backups, they played the backups. And now Michigan State is out there, and there might be more. You had Pickett versus him, and you're like, wow, that's an awesome game. And now you might not have either one.
Pickett might sit out.
Right, Pickett might sit out, and now you're going to lose both of those guys. It's why you can never look back and say, when one of these small teams, Auburn against Houston,
right,
those Auburn guys, once it gets close, they're going to be like, see ya. We're going to the NFL. I'm not playing in Houston. None of those guys are going to play in the NFL, so they're going to play. The game's going to be closer than it is. And everyone but look what Houston did. You can't look at it because these guys, the good players, never play. So I don't know. What else you guys got to say? That's my thinking of it.
I'll go real quick, and then I'll let Joey and Sis talk. If you allow the coaches to run, the players are going to do it too. And I said it. Cristobal jumped ship to go to Miami. The offensive coordinator jumped ship to go to Akron for Oregon. That's two top. The head coach and the offensive coordinator gone. If I'm Thibodeau and I'm a top prospect in the NFL, not only because it's the Alamo Bowl, but because if my coaches abandon us, then if I'm an NFL prospect, I'm going to do it too. So in that situation, I understand. But for Kenneth Walker, again, he's got people pumping stuff in his head. You don't know what his situation is, outside of school. You don't know if his family comes from poverty. I'm not saying, you don't know what his situation is outside of school. Risking that injury as a top prospect, people are pumping it in your head. Hey, it's not for the national championship run. You're going to be the number one running back in this draft. Don't risk it by getting injured.
I got one for you, Kenny. I'll ask Joey Clams. Joey Clams, these people get money for this bowl, right? Like these big six bowls, they get money for that, correct?
True.
Okay. So you know what? Maybe they do something. Maybe you do this and you say, can you do something like this and say, here's the deal. I'm taking Notre Dame, but it has to be with Brian Kelly and all the players. If people opt out, you have to sign, or you don't get the money. We don't put them there. Can you do something like that? I mean, you know what? If the team's quitting and now you know what? It's on those players because now if Walker and Pickett are sitting out, they're costing the school.
Ratings are going way down.
Can you do something like that?
Well, here's
No.
my
The TV contracts in. They don't listen. Me, you, and everybody on this panel could go play for Notre Dame that day. As long as Notre Dame the name is on the field, they're going to get the advertisement. They're going to get the money. And Walker the third. I mean, he already proved what he could do. I mean, just to say on his part, like we don't know his situation. I mean, my daughter went to college, and I knew what was going on there. Yeah, you get meal money, but on Friday comes, the chef's gone. You're eating leftovers over there, and sometimes they water things. It's not as great as everybody says. Sometimes these kids don't have food to eat. I'm telling you what's going on, and like with the coaches hopping, the kids got to hop too. If this kid gets hurt, nobody cares about you no more. You're nobody. Go push your broom. This is what it is now. It's tough to say, but it's business. Everything's about the dollar. That's what it's all about.
My last thing is I feel bad for alumni. I feel bad for students that go to the school like Carson. I feel bad for those walk-on players, the players that aren't going to play in the NFL. And you go and you practice hard every day for months and months and months and even years. And, and now your top player opts out. But the question I have is, Kurt was saying, well, can we do this? When you sign and you're not a walk-on, you go as a full ride scholarship. You should not be able to opt out because you have that scholarship.
But they're leaving
your
the school.
Scholarship. You opt out, your scholarship's gone. You don't get your degree.
But they're not getting. They're leaving. They're leaving.
They're gone.
They're gone. They're leaving.
The school's over.
Then you can't do nothing.
Well,
about
that's what the rule last night we were talking about. The protocol is ruining college football, and it's going to ruin traditions and so on. And right there, it's like a domino effect. And again, the coaches are running for the money. The kids are turning around and saying, "Well, guess what? They're offering me to come here. I'm at this school. I can go there and I can get endorsements and everything, and I can make $1 million. So guess what? That's where they're going."
Yeah, and you know what, sis?
Joey Clams just said it real quick. Joey Clams nailed it. It's all about money. I agree with him 1,000%.
Yeah, and you know what, sis? We'll ask Carson right now. Walker's not playing. You still going to watch that game?
Yeah, I'm going to still watch that game. I'm just not going to be. I don't know. I love Kenneth Walker. I hope he does well. But for me, I can understand that because we don't know what his situation is. Right. Maybe that was like the most secure way. And I don't blame him. If you want to go get the bag, go get paid, go get your money. But to me, in his mind, I don't know. This is just this is me looking at the situation. F you guys, I'm going to go get paid to go have fun in the bowl game. I'm going to let you guys down, even though I was a huge part of your team. And now screw you guys, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm done. He basically, to me, that's quitting on your team. If there's no way in hell.
I'm telling you, you know what you're going to see,
I don't
Carson?
know.
You know what you're going to see? I'm calling this right now. In a couple of years, you're going to see like a Notre Dame. I mean, you won't see it with like Saban, but I'm saying you're going to see a good team. Okay, like say like in Oregon, right? All right, once they lose their 2 games, they're done. Like Carson Strong's leaving, right? Why didn't he leave? Why didn't he opt out of the last 3 games? They were meaningless. They didn't matter. So why is he not
totally
playing in the bowl?
Because this is a New Year's Six bowl. If it's the Outback Bowl, I wouldn't have blamed Walker one bit. But this is a New Year's Six primetime bowl that you just got invited to, and you were a huge part of the reason why you're going there. And now you're saying, no, forget it. Sorry.
Hey, Kurt, Carson Strong had some injuries. He's got a bad knee, had surgery done, and he's got to get a little surgery done right now. So it's not a smart business. Everything's a business now.
Of course.
And Carson, you know what? Sometimes you gotta take the heart out of the game because you know what? Nobody cares. The school's been making money off these kids for years. They got too greedy. And when the kids did something wrong, they put their feet to the fire. So this is they started it. They started the game. They started the snowball like this, and this is what it is. This is what happens. Everything's a domino effect.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, but that's what it's become now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
And you're
true.
going to see a lot more. Like I almost want to be more interested in watching the Coastal Carolina versus Northern Illinois, because those kids are going to
No,
try
but Kenny,
hard.
he
They're gonna
might
ball.
not play. They're saying the quarterback might not even just.
Right.
He
He's
might not
another
even
one.
play the
Yeah.
coastal quarter.
Right.
He's saying like
Right.
you're getting it like to that part. Like I'm not going to risk
Right.
it. It's going to be a joke. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, I can guarantee you, to end the topic, so we can get into some picks.
All right, can I just tell you on the gambling market with this? It's to handicap these bowl games right now is a riddle.
it's impossible.
You can't do anything until day of the game, hour before the game.
Yep.
You can't give a pick out. It's gotten like the NBA, where by 10 minutes before the game, your superstars ain't playing, and you got a load of money on the side.
Yep.
So do not put any money on games until that day. Do your research.
Well, with
Call
the
me,
COVID and everything else, it's the same thing with the
everything.
NFL.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, you're right.
Joey
nailed it
Clams, you
again.
don't have to handicap anything. Just wait till the 31st. Take 3:30. Take 7:30. Go SEC, Georgia, Alabama. Send it to the window. Collect it, and then Happy New Year.
Okay. Hey, listen. If that's the angle that day, that's the angle.
SEC,
might be on that way.
baby.
Maybe I'll see. I'll figure
Speaking
it
of
out.
speaking of the SEC, I will guarantee you want a lock. I'm going to give you a lock. Next year, Spencer Rattler opts out unless they're like miraculously in like a
But opts out to where?
Like,
Where's he gonna go?
Where's he going?
He's not going NFL.
opts out of
Where's
a
he
bowl
going?
game.
No.
Opts
For
out. He's in
what?
South Carolina. He's
Well, for
going to opt
what?
out
He
of the
got
bowl game.
benched at
So
Oklahoma.
he's using South Carolina this year. Next year he'll opt out
But
of
he
the
got
bowl game.
benched. By the
Right.
way, there was an analyst on today, and he said, all these NFL teams with the mock drafts and this, they said if anybody takes any of these they said these quarterbacks are like second and third round guys at best. If anybody takes, they were saying the Giants might take Pickett at 5. They said
Right,
you
like
would
a
be
top pick,
crazy.
yeah.
They said all
Yeah,
these
I
quarterbacks
agree.
are reaches, all of them,
Yep.
all of
They're
them.
terrible. They're terrible.
Malik
Really quick,
Willis.
I would not be surprised what Kenny just said. You look at what happened with Jalen Hurts in Alabama. He goes to Oklahoma. It's a totally different story. So I could definitely see that happening with Rattler.
I could see him
Move over
getting
and change
second
the
life
off.
down there. I really can. He
But-
puts South Carolina on the map next year. He's back to being the top first round pick.
But I'm
That's
saying
all
like, but I'm saying it's like it's so different. I guess I forgot who I was listening to, but they were saying today like, all right, you understand when it's Andrew Luck and Lawrence and even a Zach Wilson, but these guys like Carson Strong, like he's a second round pick. Like somebody's gonna
At
reach for him.
best.
Hey,
Malik
at
Willis,
best.
those guys. Malik Willis got benched at Auburn. He couldn't play.
Kurt.
He had to go to Liberty.
Even when you
Horrible.
think there's good quarterbacks coming out of the draft, they get overinflated.
Yeah,
They get overdrafted.
exactly.
I mean, just go down the line. Mayfield goes 1. Look, you got the Giants quarterback. He's going. This guy's the 6th pick in the draft.
Josh Rosen hasn't played. Where's he doing? Josh Rosen.
Look what the Jets did all the last 10 years. They traded up for Geno Smith. They traded up for the Hackman from Penn State. I mean, these people they go if they need a quarterback, they get desperate. If I'm the Giants, I'm trading one of those picks.
Joe,
you're gonna get a ransom.
I said it again, and it's why you just said it. Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, all these guys. If you could get Russell Wilson, what do you want? You
Sign
want
me
both?
up.
You want both? Take them because you can't
me up,
find
Kurt.
these guys. These guys are just—it's like gambling, and it's like 1 out of 10 make it. So you're not going to win with those guys.
Absolutely.
You're not.
Give me Russell
the short
Wilson
thing.
any day, and I'll argue with any Giants fan. I'll invite any Giant fan who says we should just draft, and they don't want no part of Russell Wilson. I will gladly debate them on the show.
By the way, real
Any
quick,
Giants
Carson, real quick. Henry's saying. First, Colorado, first three opponents next year. TCU, Air Force, and Minnesota should be winnable. What do you think? Give me right now.
How you doing, Henry?
Give me
What's up,
something.
Henry?
Give me something, Henry. What do you got, Carson?
Man, TCU, Minnesota, and Air Force. I think Minnesota's a tough game. PJ Fleck, he's turned that program around.
Air Force runs that option.
I think 1 and 2, Henry. I think
they get TCU. TCU's in a rebuild with a new coach.
Yeah.
And we'll see what Air Force has got next year. Air Force is usually so
Kenny,
maybe 2-1, but Minnesota's going to be a sneaky team next year.
Before we get into picks, Henry, also some sad news. He said he just heard former receiver Vincent Jackson has stage 2 CTE. So he was a great player.
Yeah, he was.
Thanks
for letting us know that, Henry.
Great player.
Yeah,
all right, Kenny, what do we got? We got a half hour. What do you want to roll with?
Yeah, so we're going to skip college bowl picks, and we're going to post them up on our website, and we're going to also do YouTube shorts. So we'll be getting in touch with Joey Clams. I got in touch with Carson to get his picks. Sis will give us his. We're going to post the Friday and Saturday's games respectively on our website, and Kurt and I may do a YouTube short for Saturday's games. But we'll have a little fun contest, bragging rights for the 5 of us. You know, I'll keep records of who we like in the bowls, but we're going to do that. Those smaller, there's no big bowl games this week, so we'll skip that. We'll skip right into NFL.
Sorry, I had to go to men's room.
Hey, when nature calls, nature calls, my friend.
So real quick, Kenny, getting back to you, what were you saying about Russell Wilson goes to Giants?
I said I invite any Giants fan who doesn't want Russell Wilson and wants to either stick with Daniel Jones or draft a quarterback. I invite them on the show, and I will have a friendly debate with them why we should have Russell Wilson as our quarterback.
And my last statement real quick. You do understand if they got Tom Brady, they still need an offensive line. You get that, right?
That I get. Now, the only thing I'll say about Russell Wilson is mobility. Never had a top offensive line in Seattle. Ever.
So what would you really think he would do behind the present Giant line right now? He'd run for his life on every down. Let's be realistic.
I think he'd make the Giants 4 games better.
Okay, that's fine. My question to you, though, do you think he'd run for his life? And this is my last question. Do you think he would run for his life on every down, yes or no?
Not on every down, because he's going to make Saquon Barkley that much better.
Can I answer you, sis?
They're not going to blitz. You're not going to blitz the Giants with Russell Wilson at quarterback.
Can I answer you, sis?
Yeah, sure.
The Denver Broncos did not have a good line in 2013. But you know what made him a better line? Peyton Manning. Green Bay always doesn't have the best line. Aaron Rodgers. New England had terrible lines. Terrible offensive lines some of Brady's years. But you got Brady. Smart quarterback, knows how to do it. Those great quarterbacks make those offensive lines a lot better. So Russell Wilson would make your offensive line look almost like the Cowboys because he's that much better. So that's what I'm doing.
That's fine. That's fine.
Good. Great point, Kurt. Thank you for answering.
So what do we got going on, Mr.
All right, so you want to do let's do some NFL, guys. I got a few games listed here. We could talk about them a little bit. And we got about 20 minutes to go, because then I want to do some best bets. So we got about 20 minutes. Let me do tonight's games first. Let's go to Joey Clams first. Kansas City Chargers. Joe, thoughts on the game and give us your pick. What's the spread, by the way? It's still 3.5, Kurt?
3.
Down to 3, Joe.
Yeah,
at LA.
Kansas City and the Chargers went into Arrowhead in the beginning of the year and beat them, and Kansas City that game turned the ball over 4 times and had the lead in the 4th quarter. So their defense from that day till now has improved. Even though Kansas City, their 2 big covered games was against the Raiders, but I don't trust the Chargers week in and week out, and I'm going to trust Kansas City more here, and I laid 2.5, and it's one of my plays. And I would lay the 3, no more than 3, with Kansas City tonight. With Clyde Edwards-Helaire having a big game, and I went over 55.5 on his rushing yards, and I'm on the Chiefs tonight.
Sis.
Personally, I think the Chargers will win and wrap it up. That's what I think.
What do you mean,
Oh,
Chiefs?
Can I go and just go what Sis just said? If you're gonna bet the Chargers tonight, I would take if you're gonna bet the Chargers, take them plus 250 to win the division. Because if they win tonight, they're gonna win that division because they got the tiebreaker.
That's true.
And they'll have the tiebreaker. So if you like the Chargers tonight, the value is on taking them plus
If
250
Kansas
to win
City
the division.
wins tonight, they'll win that division, correct?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
should,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why everybody's going to bet Kansas City, and the Chargers are going to beat them. Again, it's my opinion.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I was just letting people know.
I follow where, yeah, you're sure.
Yeah, if you like the
I
Chargers
get where you're
tonight to win
coming
outright,
from, yeah.
you get better value and then plus the 250 to win the division.
No question.
And you know
about
what?
it.
I'll go next because Joe, I'm going to do that because I do like Sis. In my opinion, I think the Chargers match up well against the Chiefs. They're going to put up high 20s, low 30s against them at home. And who are the Chiefs beating? Their defense has been good, but the Raiders, they match up always great against the Raiders. The Giants, the last couple of weeks they played the Giants. The Broncos, who handed them the game, didn't show up. So Chargers at home, getting the 3 points. That's my I love that. But what you just said, Joe, I'm signing up for the Chargers winning the division. So
I might even
Chargers
sprinkle something on the
Chargers
money
tonight.
line on that also.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll go over as well, but I'm going to stay away from the over under. But if somebody wanted an over under, I'll go over. But Chargers tonight for me. Carson.
Yeah, you can go either way with this game. Chiefs have been kind of playing better than they have been to start the season. But like you guys just said, this is a big game for the division. I would just go Chargers in the points here. I think Kansas City's going to win. But I could easily see it go the other way, and the Chargers could take the momentum away. I'd just go Chargers +3 here.
Kurt.
You know what? I'm going to go with Joey Clams. I think Kansas City, like he said, they lost that game. But what was it, 4 turnovers, Joe? 3 or 4 turnovers?
4 turnovers with the lead in the fourth quarter.
You know, again, Kansas City has transformed their team. They're a defensive team now. They run the ball. That's why Joe likes the Edwards-Helaire. It's a good pick, I think. And listen, the Chargers, you know, you can't trust the Chargers. You know, they look all right, but then, you know, I don't know. I just think Kansas City. I'll go with Kansas City, and plus I got to root for Kansas City because I need the Chargers to lose as a Bronco fan. So, you know, I'm gonna go with what I want too. So I'm gonna go Kansas City.
You're going against your home theory. I'm a little shocked.
Well,
I understand why, because you need Kansas City.
Right, I
to
need
win.
the Chargers to lose. So yes.
Right, I understand all of that. So
Yes.
now that it
Don't
works
bet
in
like
your
that.
favor,
Well,
now
I
that it
wouldn't
works
bet.
in your favor. It's not the home team.
But honestly, I think Kansas City's the better team.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, for the
That's
kids
cool.
out there, don't bet games like that just because you need them for your other team. That's
Right,
how you know what.
exactly.
That's
That's
how
right.
you have bunny rabbit
That's right.
pockets.
Right.
That's right. That's
There
right.
we go.
Believe
Yep.
me, I know.
All right, Sis, I'm going to let you start this game off. Our next one I got on the list, Kurt. New England at Indianapolis, Saturday game, Saturday prime time. Give me the line, the updated line on that.
I think
game,
it's
Kurt.
2. I believe. Let me just double check. I think it's 2.5. It is 2.5. New England is. I'm sorry. The Colts are a 2.5-point favorite.
Sis.
New England in a woodshed.
New England in a woodshed.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go to Carson.
Colts at home. Jonathan Taylor is an absolute stud. I think people are overlooking the Colts on this one. Give me the Colts here.
Kurt.
I got to go with Sis. You know, Belichick against Wentz. I'm going to take Belichick. And, again, just impressive what they did in Buffalo. They just got the mentality of, you know, we'll do. I love the fact of they just we'll do whatever we have to do at win. Run it 40 times, run it 70 times, throw it 80 times. They'll do whatever they got. I'm going to
Throw
take
it 3
England.
times.
Throw
Yep.
it 3
Yep.
times. I'm taking New England.
Yep.
Okay, and Joey Clams.
Yeah, New England opened up Sunday night as a 1.5 point favorite. Then it switched over. It went to Colts one. I laid them on the money line early, and now they're up to 2.5. See if you can buy it down to at least two to take the Colts. So try to get off that hook. I like the Colts here. I think it's a bad matchup for the Patriots. And quietly, I know he made some bonehead mistakes, but quietly, Wentz is having a good year. And with that offensive line at home on that turf, I think they could do damage, and I think they could control this game and win by at least a touchdown. I'm taking the Colts, and that's one of my best plays.
You know what, Joe? I'm with you. I don't know if they win by a touchdown, but I'm going to stay in the 3-4 range. So I'm going to take the 2.5. I am a firm believer in take the team that's more desperate. And Indy's still fighting for a wild. Indy's fighting for a wild card with almost the whole AFC, as the Patriots have the tiebreaker against the Bills. They beat the Bills heads up. They got the lead on the Bills. They don't have to worry about this game as much. Indianapolis, this is a playoff game for them, and almost a must-win for them. So I'm going to take Indianapolis by that theory. With given the points, winning by about 3 or 4, barely covering, but getting the win by about 3 or 4. I'm going to start Carson with the next one. Features Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Central, traveling to my end of the woods here. Baltimore Ravens struggling with Lamar Jackson banged up. Line on the game, Kurt. Is there a line? Do we know?
5.5 right now. 5.5.
Green Bay 5.5.
Yeah, I'm just going to go right off the point you just said, Kenny. I think the Ravens are more desperate than the Packers here. The Packers are going to be just fine. They're going to win the NFC North. Ravens are at home. They have a lot to play for. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens in the points in this one.
Let's go Kurt next.
You know what? I'm with Carson, and this is the only thing I remember is the past couple times, especially the Packers on the road against teams that run the ball, right? What do we always say with Baltimore? They run the ball, right? There's no secret about it. And I'm telling you, you look at some of those 49er games, that NFC Championship, they got gashed on the road, that defense. I still don't trust that defense. It's a mismatch, Lamar Jackson versus Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, Rodgers is head and above shoulders better than Lamar Jackson. But if Baltimore runs the ball, you're going to get points with that. I don't know if they win, but I'll take 5.5 with Carson.
And I'll go next. I'm going to echo your words. You take the 5.5 with Baltimore. This is a game you might want to sprinkle a few dollars on the money line, because this is a game Baltimore will show up for.
I'm
Baltimore's
standing
one of
up,
those
so when
countries.
you get to me, I can show you what I'm going to do.
I'll let you go last then on this one. This way,
Okay.
Save you for last. So I'm going to take Baltimore with the 5.5 and maybe throw a couple dollars on the money line as well, pulling off the upset. Joey Clamps.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers on this one. And like Kurt was saying before about quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback that I ever seen. Like he wants to control the game. He wants to bleed the clock, take 7-8 minutes off, field goal or touchdown. But when his team, the only thing I got a problem with the Packers is like he's got to help the defense out. He's got to go help the special teams out. He's got to help his offensive line he has to go up to the guys right in there and tell them what to do at the line of scrimmage. The guy is great. Baltimore is banged up. They run the ball, but it's mostly done by their quarterback. And don't listen to what they're saying. That's not a low ankle sprain. I heard he's got a high ankle sprain. I said, and that's a little worse. And they're a damaged team, Baltimore. And I'm not right now. I'm not putting any money on them, but I like the Packers in this game.
And Sis.
I love Joey. I love Joey Clam. He's far from the best quarterback that ever was. He's good, far from the best. Anyway, this is what I wanted to do as far as Green Bay goes. Ready? Okay. I'll take the Ravens.
Well, Sis said it right there. He's taking the Ravens, and he did his.
I own you. Yeah, okay.
My next game.
Sis, hold on, Sis. When he becomes a Bronco next year, you're not going to like Aaron Rodgers for me either?
You know what? I love you to death. You know that. I think you're going to be so disappointed because honestly, this is my opinion again. If and they got a great team. If they do win the Super Bowl, this guy's going to retire. He's going to shut the door on everybody. That's my opinion, though. So,
That's a good point.
okay, Ken.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, he ain't
if
go.
anyone-
He's playing.
He's coming
Yeah,
to
okay.
Denver, boys.
Okay.
I don't know where
next,
he's going. He's playing.
Next case. He's not going to the Saints. If he's going anywhere, he's going to the Broncos. But anyway, go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, the Saints are up 40 million in the hole in salary cap.
I think there's 60 in the hole, aren't
60 in the hole, but
Yeah, whatever.
but the cap's
There's-
going up 42 million, 40 or
Yeah.
42 million, but they're
Yeah,
still going to be in the
there-
hole.
there's-
Still in the
there's
hole.
No way he's going there. But anyway,
All right, so I got Kurt's Broncos facing the Bengals as my next game. I'll let Kurt go last. I'll start this one with Joey Clams. Line, Kurt, for
Line
Cincy Denver.
is 2.5 Denver.
You're up, Joe.
Yeah. I don't trust Cincinnati. Their line is banged up. The quarterback is starting to get hit a lot. He's hurt. Denver. That's a tough place to play in Mile High. I would have liked if the line was a little low, but if it's 2.5, if I was going to play this, I'd buy it down or put Denver in an exotic and a parlay on a money line like that. I like the Broncos in this game. I don't trust Cincinnati. I seen them play a lot of bad games. Broncos got a better team. They're at home. I like the Broncos.
Let's go to Carson next.
Yeah, I like the Broncos too in this one. I still think Burrow and Chase are going to be the dynamic duo like they've been all season. I think Broncos defense gets the better of them. I like Broncos in this one at home.
Mr. Beelan saying, who allowed Kenny on the show? He's supposed to be suspended. No, that's for Wednesday night.
that's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'll tell you guys when we finish our NFL games why I'm suspended next week. I'm going to go next, and then I'll let Cisco and Kurt finish Broncos. I'm going to echo Joey and Carson. I'm going to take the Broncos here, Kurt. I think the Bengals are a young team, and a young team to travel not only to the West Coast while it's mountain time, but to travel in that thin air. We saw the Lions, who are young. They struggled in the second half last week. I think you're going to get the same. Do I think it's going to be 38-10? No. But do I think you can win by 7 to 14 points? Yes. I'm going to take Denver covering this pretty easily in this game and forcing the Bengals and Joe Burrow and the offense, keeping them off the field. Going to keep your running game going. Going to keep you and the guys in Colorado very happy with your two-headed monster in Gordon and Williams. And you're going to keep Joe Burrow and that offense off the field and wear that defense down. Like I said, young and not used to that thin air. You're going to have a big game on Sunday, and I'm very excited going forward.
Beelan saying, Bengals by 6. Kurt and the rest of the Rocky squad will complain another week about their quarterback.
And Sis, you're up, and then we'll finish with Kurt.
Broncos at home in a woodshed.
And Mr. Valenti.
Yeah, I agree with all of you guys. Hey, we're at home. Again, they said it again. Biggest home game since Super Bowl season. Crowd will be crazy. And you know what? Just run it and just keep running it at balls at Cincinnati. That second half, they'll crack. Gordon and Javante and Denver's defense gets it done. I'm going Denver too.
Got about 5 minutes, Kurt, and then we'll do our best bets and closing thoughts. I'll try and get a couple more of these games in. I'll come right back to you, Kurt. Tennessee, Pittsburgh. Tennessee's at Pittsburgh. I think the last line I saw was 2.
Pittsburgh is getting 1.
Down to 1. Okay.
You know what? I'm going to go Pittsburgh. I said this to you. You guys said Lamar Jackson, Burrow, and who was the other one you said in there? Baker. I said, if I needed to win a game, I'm still taking Ben Roethlisberger. I don't care. I'm taking him over those guys, and I'm taking him in this game. They still got the defense. They still got a running game. I don't trust Tennessee on the road. I know they're getting a little healthy, but no Henry yet. I'm going to go Pittsburgh +1 at home.
I'll echo exactly what you said. I think they're going to get the Najee Harris going in this game. Defense is going to show up for Pittsburgh. They're going to force at least one or two mistakes from Tannehill and that Tennessee offense. Maybe the backup running back, they get a fumble, but Pittsburgh at home by a field goal in a low-scoring game. Let's go to Carson next.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I like the Steelers in this one. TJ Watt is still questionable coming off that injury. He's a stud on defense. And, Big Ben, he was kind of struggling earlier in the year. I think he found his groove again. They're going to run the ball with Najee, like you guys just said. I like the Steelers at home in this one.
Sis.
I don't like the game, so I will not make a pick.
Okay. And Clams.
Yeah, this game had the wrong favorite. Steelers, I had them as a 2.1 favorite on this game. So I took Steelers plus 2.5 on Tuesday. I'm on Pittsburgh here outright. Pittsburgh Steelers, Tennessee, Tannehill. I don't trust him. He's not good. Their defense is not good. Steelers are going to have their way with them. It was a nice little story. They were on a nice little run, Tennessee, but you can see them coming back to the pack.
Yep.
And when they do get in the playoffs, to be one and done.
Just for the record, Kurt, do we have a Las Vegas Cleveland lineup right now? Or?
Yes, the line now is Vegas is now a 3.5-point favorite because Baker Mayfield is out, Case Keenum is out, Nick Mullins is your starting quarterback for Cleveland.
Who do you like in that game, Kurt?
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Raiders. 3.5 still a lot. I mean, listen, Cleveland should basically do what New England did against Buffalo and just hand the ball to Nick Chubb 40 times because I wouldn't trust Nick Mullins in the Group 2 sectional final, let alone this game. So I would go. I'm taking the Raiders.
Group 2 sectional final.
Would you?
I'm gonna take the Browns because I think they're gonna run the ball, and you got Chubb and you still got the Ernest Johnson. I don't think he's on the list, so you still got two.
No coach,
good running backs.
No head coach.
No that head coach, but
that game's getting moved to Monday, boys. That ain't being played Saturday.
Oh, they better not move. They better not move that game.
They already announced the NFL's not changing any schedule for COVID related.
You told me this afternoon they might move it to Monday.
I'm telling you what I heard just recently. I'm telling you, I heard that they're not moving the games. They're not going to move any games. They will let teams forfeit.
So you got this information late. I'm assuming. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we came on.
Okay.
Joey.
The Raiders are a damaged team. They're looking to see what Mariota could do. The coach doesn't, he's not going to be the coach next year. Their defense is not good at all. And the Browns, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for this game before kickoff to see how much more I could get plus with the Browns. If I see it go down to 3, then I got to jump on and take the Browns at 3. But if it's keep going up, I'm going to wait and sit on that and take the home team, Browns.
So you're going to wait in the morning with the Anisette and the black coffee?
Yeah, and a Shri Adele.
Okay.
Just wait and wait. And then when it gets up there, when it gets to 4, boom.
Then you
Browns.
dunk
I'll take them now anyway.
Then you
I'm
dunk
on Browns plus 3.5. I'm on the Browns.
I just wanted to make sure you were having this Shri Adele.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. A woman, a friend that watches the show, she says, "Who's that scary guy up in the corner? That guy just with that mean face on." She goes, "I say, very scary guy." I said, "His name is Luca Brasi." That's who See, she goes, "He stands there." I said, "Hey, watch it. He's the bodyguard of the place."
That's it.
There. We're all in the same room.
The eyes and the ears of yeah.
Well, Carson, who do you like in this game?
Yeah, this one I'm going to stay off of. You got the Browns who are struggling. They don't have Mayfield, their coach. I I don't know where to go with this one. I'm kind of leaning more towards Joey's play and just kind of wait and see what happens with this. Browns are home, Raiders are struggling. Both these teams are kind of wishy-washy right now. But if I had to pick, I would just go Browns.
One more game real quick. Washington, Philly, another team struggling with COVID. And there was also news with emails with Jay Gruden. Philly, I think, is 5.5 at home, right, Kurt?
No, Philly went up with all the COVID cases. Philly is now a 9.5-point favorite.
Oh my God!
Wow.
9.5.
You know what? The McLaurin's hurt, and all these COVID problems over there. I'm gonna.
What a jump! Woo!
I'll take Philly. What's that tell you? So I'll just take Philly. Kurt.
You know what? I watched Tyler Heineke last week. Bad. But Philly 9.5. When's the last time they were 9.5-point favorites? They're Super Bowl
that's
year.
A lot of wood.
You know what? I'm
About
going to take Washington. I'm going to take Washington.
1982.
I'm going to take Washington.
1980.
As crazy as it is.
Yep, I'm going with him. I'm going with Kurt. Give me the points.
Joey.
Yeah, this game is K-Poots. I wouldn't put your wooden nickels on this game, but for the show, I'll give me the points just to take. I got two shots of winning with the points and an outright, so that's what I'll do.
Yep.
Carson.
Yeah, this one's just give me the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. All right, so those are the top games I had. Let's do our best bets, Joe, and then we'll do closing thoughts.
You're not gonna do the 49ers Falcons?
You want to talk about that real quick? We could do that one real quick, Joe. Who do you like in that one?
I like the 49ers.
What we got as a line, Kurt?
9.5.
Yeah. I like the 49ers there. They're rolling. They're playing good. Jimmy G's a good quarterback. Atlanta doesn't travel good. They ain't gonna be able to play on the grass. They're gonna get the pass rush of 49 is gonna eat them up. That's a big play. I like the 49ers.
Joey Clems is big with these teams that travel good. I like that.
For the show, I'll take Atlanta, but I'm staying away from this game.
They're still alive for a playoff hunt, Atlanta.
Yeah. Almost everybody.
Everybody's alive.
Except the Giants.
Yeah.
And the Lions. Go figure. Our teams are out of it. And the Jets. So three of our Kurt's the only one with hope. But Sis, if you had to pick this game, who do you like? Atlanta, San Francisco.
Okay, I'm going to make this statement. If San Francisco loses to Atlanta, they don't belong in the playoffs. So you know who I'm picking.
Going San Francisco. Carson.
There.
Yeah, I'd go San Francisco here.
And Kurt.
I'm just thinking of one scenario, and that's, I know Joey doesn't like him, but for some reason, can you imagine if the 49ers fired Kyle Shanahan and we pick Kyle Shanahan, we sign Aaron Rodgers, and I'm just buying the Super Bowl trophy from that press conference on? I'm going to take the Niners, though, in this game.
And Kurt, I told you that they're not on friendly terms too much up there.
I hope that's listen. Biggest mistake Elway made.
And the GM.
Biggest mistake Elway made. Everybody says it's Paxton Lynch. It's not. It's picking Vance Joseph over Kyle Shanahan. That's the biggest mistake he ever made.
All right,
Kurt, real quick, Kurt. Hold up, Kenny. Kurt, real quick. Jacksonville, right? Who are you picking to groom Trevor Lawrence?
That's hard, man.
You better give me the right answer because I know the right answer. I think I do anyway. Go ahead.
I mean, a lot of people are saying the guy from what's his name? Bevel? But
nope.
Hold on. Who would I do?
Come on, you're smart, man.
Daniel Hack, the Green Bay coordinator.
Nope.
Who?
I got it. I know who I
Go
want.
ahead.
Byron Leftwich in Tampa Bay, former Jacksonville Jaguar. Perfect, in my opinion.
Oh, Brian Schottenheimer.
Oh. As a head
That's me,
coach?
though. No.
As the
an offensive
OC.
coordinator.
Okay.
Okay.
To
I thought you
help.
meant head coach.
No, to help Trevor out. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Yep.
Hey, Mark saying what's up. What's up, Mark?
Mark, what's
Hey,
up?
Mark.
Let's get our best
Mark
bets
Kelly.
in because this hour flew by, Kurt. So let's do our best bets. I'll start with the man, Joey Clams. Give me your best bets of the week.
Okay, BYU minus the 6.5. Steelers plus the points, whatever you could get with them. And my other games, those are my two big games. And my other games, my 3-unit games, are the Colts, the 49ers, and Kansas City Chiefs tonight.
All right. And
Good luck, baby. Pay to play.
pay to play. That's it. And Carson, you have a best bet or best bets that you want to throw out to the audience?
Yeah, I hate doing this, but the Lions just got blown out by the Broncos. Now they're coming back home, and guess who they have to face? The Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals just lost to the Rams. Spread is minus 13. Go with the Cardinals minus 13. With no TJ Hawkinson, that was like our last saving grace, and he just it was announced that he's out for the year. Goff is one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. Detroit Lions are the worst professional sports team to ever exist. Arizona Cardinals.
And real quick, Kurt, I know you can echo that. Goff, one of the worst quarterbacks ever, right?
No comment.
Carson, like we do every week, where can we find you on Twitch? And please share that with our audience.
Yeah, if you guys like casino content, blackjack, roulette, slots, the whole 9 yards, you can find me over on Twitch, Ticket Time YT, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at 8:30 Eastern Time. And for highlight videos on YouTube, just search up Ticket Time Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4:30 Eastern Time.
Awesome.
Kenny, I just
Awesome
got one
stuff.
question, Kenny. Who's quarterbacking for the Giants this week?
I think it's Glennon.
Well, I'm just going to say this. Michael Parsons against Glennon is just going to be like a disaster waiting all over him. That defense they should play Fromm because Glennon, I think, is going to get destroyed against that defense.
Yep.
I'm on board.
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
Sis, you got a best bet or bets?
My 3-team LOCK this weekend: New England, the Cowboys, and the Broncos for a $50 3-team parlay.
I'll go next and we'll end with Kurt. I like the Broncos like Sis. I like the Steelers like Joey Clams. And here I'm going to throw one out at you guys and just give you my theory real quick. I like, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I like Houston getting 3 or 3.5 from Jacksonville. They beat them week 1 in Houston, and Houston seems to be going, somewhat taking baby steps in the right direction, and we all know where Jacksonville is. So I'm taking Houston with the points as as like Sis said, a 3-team parlay. That'll be my 3-team parlay. Kurt, finish us off.
I'm not making a bomb bet today, but you know how Joey Clams says, I'm working on a bomb Joey Clams bowl bet. It's not gonna include these games. It's gonna start next week's games. But you know what I really like this week, Kenny? I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay because Taysom Hill is not gonna run the gimmick offense against that defense at Tampa. I like them. I like the Rams. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I like the Rams at home against Seattle. I'm going to take Baltimore plus the 5.5. And then I'm going to go with Joey Clams and take his 49ers. So those are my 4.
And by the way, my bet was a money line bet. So I'm going to take Houston as the underdog, winning outright in Jacksonville in my 3-team money line parlay.
All right. Let's do
closing thoughts.
Let's do closing thoughts. I'm going to start with Sis.
My closing thoughts: all you guys need to go to a coaching clinic and catch up on your college football, your NFL football, because you're all totally clueless. That's my closing thought. I'm just kidding.
Give me Mr. I'm sorry. How about Mr. Carson Shear?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure coming on, talking sports with you guys. Enjoy the bowl game starting tomorrow. And yeah, Lions get that number one pick. You got to get this number one pick. Keep losing, because if you somehow screw it up and let the Jaguars, the Texans get it, absolutely shameless.
Mr. Clams.
I want to say this has been the best NFL season I can remember in a long time, maybe the best I ever seen. With everybody having a shot, Miami Dolphins are looking. If they beat the Jets, they're creeping into that playoff room.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a shot. It's a shame that the two New York teams, the Jets and the Giants, ain't in this party. They're on the outside looking in, sweeping up dirt.
They have been for years, yeah.
But, it's been really good. And, just keep following the Joey Clams army. Follow that flag. When I lay in the weeds on that Cleveland Brown game, Carson, when I tell bring your canteen with you, and I tell you push the button, push the button. Find me on Joey_Clam69.
Thank you, Joe. I'll go next, Kenny, and you finish it off. I'm just pumped up for Sunday. Big. It's basically a playoff game. Broncos, Bengals. It's almost like a playoff game, It's a conference game. It's head-to-head, so all tiebreakers are in there. Just like Carson said, I'm pumped up to watch the bowl season. I know it, you have listen, I think it's like 6 games on Saturday, 2 tomorrow. Be ready to roll with that, and that's it. But as for our Knicks better turn it around, because I'm getting a little worried about our Knicks. But Sunday,
it's not happening.
Sunday, it's Bronco time. Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Again, college bowl season and NFL this Saturday, not just tonight. Enjoy the game tonight. Saturday, like Clam said, unfortunately, the Jets, Giants, and Lions are done. So I think we're all I'm going to be pushing for the Broncos. So one of us, so we can have a little fun. Maybe the Broncos can get into the playoffs, so we can at least adopt the team, like I say on the All In on High School Sports show. Maybe we can adopt the Broncos and become, not necessarily bandwagon fans, but pull for Kurt's Broncos in the upcoming weeks to get into the playoffs. That being said, we got one more week to Christmas, and we'll see. But I'll be, like I said, Kurt, we're going to be doing the YouTube shorts and putting pics on our webpage. So well be getting in touch with Joey Clams, Carson. Go ahead.
Kenny, no disrespect. I mean, adopting a team, I'm a love them and leave them. 1 week I love you, the next week I leave you. That's how I am. Every week I got a different team. That's how, Cousine,
Well, Kirk did that in high school, in the high school show.
I know.
Did that, so he takes after you. He must be related.
Yeah, I love him and leave him.
That's it.
Kirk, give me a score,
I picked in the beginning of the year, I picked 49ers and Colts for the Super Bowl.
Kirk, give me a score on the game tonight. Knicks and Rockets.
Knicks and Rockets. I say the Knicks win. Knicks got a lot of guys still out. I'll say the Knicks win by 6 tonight.
Okay, Kenny?
Knicks, Rockets. Kurt's got it about right. I say between 5 and 6.
So you're saying the Knicks win?
Yes.
Knicks win.
Okay.
I think that's going to be a wrap, fellas.
Yep.
All right,
Good
boys.
luck,
Thank everybody.
Good luck tonight, Saturday, Sunday, college bowl season.
And good luck with everybody's Christmas shopping, because I need it.
Exactly. And watch those bowl games. Don't jump in on them right away. Wait till you see what's going on.
Yes,
Look for the information.
Good info, Joe. Good